Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Glad to have you back. Glad to have you back. Well, man, I hope everybody had good holidays. It is 9 a.m., 20 minutes after 9. This is Friday the 28th. Take it everybody had a good holidays, man. Hope you didn't drink too much, eat too much of that turkey and all that good stuff. Hey, listen, I give thanks every day. No, nothing is different for me. You know, might have seen some people who hadn't been in town in a while. Hey, it is what it is. With that being said, man, hey, if you've never been here, here's a message straight for you. No matter what you're going through in life, never give up. Never give up. Listen, I say that in every episode that we do, the NKOSI channel, Third Eye Open, because I know there's people out there in life that's going through something and life is hard. Guess what? They can't drink enough. They can't smoke enough. They can't do drugs enough. And sometimes they feel like they want to give up. That's why they turn to all these different things. But guess what? When they can't find any sort of confidence, all that runs out, sometimes people will give up and kill themselves. So I'm saying, never give up, because if you stay focused and stay down, the creator of the universe will meet you right where you're at. And with that being said, here's another message. If you've never been here, it says manifest the life that you want. Manifest the life that you want. Now, here's the truth about it. Some people, life is hell and it's hard for them because guess what? They manifested that very life they're going through. Some people can't keep a job. Some people can't get off drugs. Some people don't got anything going in life. So everything about them is bad. No finances, no nothing. It's just rough for them because they manifested that life. That's why negativity spew out of their mouth. They can't keep anything together. So let me tell you something. Manifest the life you want. You want a good life? Think that life. Speak that life. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. All right. To my other people, if you've never been here, I need you to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button. Stay in contact with us so you can always know when we dropping something hot. And to those that's hitting the website, you know the link is in the description below. And you can donate, as always, if you want to. If you want to, man, you ain't gonna do nothing but help us continue to do what we're gonna do. And early this morning, we got a message. And I think this message is from the same guy. It is. It's from the same brother who asked me why I was mixing the 120s with the scriptures. Well, listen, he was like, well, how do I know what I'm saying is factual, if it's true? Now, he's a devout 5%er. I explained everything as much as possible as I could. I started out with knowledge, and then I ended with cipher, which means add on. And I can hear in the spirit, listen, man, I'm telling you, I'm connected. My third eye is truly open. I can hear somebody say, oh, don't add to his word and don't take away from his word. Well, like I said, if you follow how I do these teachings, I put things out where you can follow it in order so you can learn, like in steps, okay? There was a teaching I did called Hieroglyphics, Doctor. All right, I said Hieroglyphics, Doctor. James spoke hieroglyphics, Dr. Neanderthal, and James spoke the King's language, okay? And I spoke about these Caucasians or these Europeans or these Anglo-Saxons or these Neanderthal people, right, who translated this so-called King James Bible. They copied the hieroglyphics, which we call the template, because the hieroglyphics are the words of God. They are the sacred words of God. These people couldn't read it. They had to make their own language. And all they did was they made their own language. They learned to make what they wrote, because they used letters. We used pictures. They used letters, and they fit it to what our stuff was. So when they actually learned the whole story, they start changing things in the template. Okay, so to answer this guy one more time, and listen, brother, like I said, you ain't the only one send me messages. I get messages all the time. And I don't like I don't like all the messages I get. And I know people want me to turn the comments on so they can say this stuff on my page. But guess what? You're not going to say anything on my page. And whether I like what you say or not, I'm going to answer your question and I'm going to be respectable. And I'm going to keep it respectable. That's why I'm not going to let you put nothing on my page. So listen, for the final time, I'll say it like this. I know what I'm saying is right and exact. Okay? Like I said, God is here. I don't really have to prove anything to anything. If you got the spirit of the Creator on you, you should understand what I'm saying is actual fact. But I'll give some attention to what you're saying, okay? Let's go to, I wanted to know what I was saying was about the whole Adam and Eve thing. When I said that Adam and Eve, the story of Adam and Eve is Nut and Geb, okay? And I'm gonna prove that. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to early. We're gonna go to Genesis. We're going to Genesis 2 and Genesis, the 2nd chapter and the 7th verse. Now listen, we're reading out of the C5. So Genesis in Hebrew is called Bereshit. Bereshit, which means the beginning, also called the book of Genesis. Genesis, the 2nd chapter and the 7th verse, this is what we have. And Yahuwah Elohim, or the Lord God, formed the man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. I'll read it again. That's Bereshit, or Genesis, the 2nd chapter and the 7th verse, and it reads, and Yahuwah Elohim, or the Most High God, formed the man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Most High God formed man of the dust of the ground. The ground. I'm going to put that right here for a minute. The Most High God formed man of the dust of the ground. Let's see. All right. Well, I want to show you something. Let's go to this. This is on Google.com. I'll put it on the screen for you. Pay attention. This is images of Geb, G-E-B, Geb. Listen, this is the hieroglyphs. This is what was carved on the walls. Listen, in ancient Egypt or ancient Kemet, however you want to say it. The images of Geb, the earth god. Listen, the earth god. Well, Geb is the male counterpart, just like Adam was created from the ground. Geb, listen, this is off of Google.com. Images of Geb, the earth god. Geb, he's the male counterpart, just like Adam was the male in the Bible, the man. And Adam was made from the dust of the ground. I just read that to you. Now we're reading it in ancient Egypt. Listen, images of Geb, the earth god, and Nut, the sky goddess, which is the female counterpart, who would be Eve. Just showing you. Listen. Carved in stone are depictions of a core ancient Egyptian creation. Listen, creation. The creation story is where? In the book of Bereshit in Genesis, in the beginning. So listen. I told you they didn't do anything but copy the template. Won't you believe me? Listen, man, I got a certain amount of time to reach a certain amount of people. Listen, and you don't have to believe anything. I'm just trying to find the ones that's going to listen. That's all I want to do. That's all I'm here to do. I ain't here for fame. I ain't here for money. I ain't here for none of that. I'm here for some souls. I promise you I'm here for some souls. Listen to me. The Creator is here. With that being said, back to what I was reading. Images of Geb, the earth god. Pay attention. And I told you Geb is the earth. He's from the earth. He's the male counterpart, just like Adam, we just read, was made from the dust of the ground. The dust of the ground is the earth. And Nut, the sky goddess, which represents Eve, his wife. Listen, carved in stone are depictions of a core ancient Egyptian creation myth story. The creation myth story. The book of Genesis is the story of creation. Bereshit, in the beginning. All right? Creation myth, where Nut arches over her husband. You'll see her over her husband, Geb. who's the ground. Listen, while their father Shu, listen, Shu represented the air. Air came from God. Listen, Shu, while their father Shu, the god of air, lifts her to separate them, and create the space for the world. Let's stop right there. And I'm going to take you back to the book of Genesis. Now we're going to Genesis 2:21. Genesis, or Bereshit, the 2nd chapter and the 21st verse, and this is what it reads. That's Bereshit, or Genesis, the 2nd chapter and the 21st verse, and it says, Yahuwah Elohim, or the Most High God, caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man. That would be Adam. In ancient Egypt, that would be Geb. Listen. And he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Most High God, or Yahuwah Elohim, had taken from the man, made he a woman and brought her unto the man. So, listen. This is now, and the man said, or Geb said, or Adam said, this now is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Okay, that's in the book of Genesis. Now, let me take you right back to where I was reading in Google.com. It says, Geb, while their father Shu, the god of air, lifts her, separate them. In the book, the way they changed it, they made it look like God took a rib from a man. In ancient Egypt, God separated them with Shu. They copied the template. I know you don't want to believe it, but they did. They tricked and beguiled all of us. They had you thinking the Egyptians were the demons and the devils, and that's why God had to take his people, and we had to run out of ancient Egypt. Man, all of that is the motive that they hid. All of that was their motive, to not let you know that these people in ancient Egypt were the chosen people. There weren't no chosen people in bondage. The chosen people ran some people up out of Egypt. They was called the Hyksos, the shepherd kings. These was white people that came into ancient Egypt trying to take over. And they did take over for a little while, till Moses and them ran them up out of there. Study that. Learn the template. Learn the original stories. Now, let me finish reading this. Like I said, this is on Google.com. It says, while their father Shu, the god of air, lifts her to separate them, just like he separated the rib from Adam in the story that you know, and made a woman. Listen, he separated them and created the space for the world. These scenes, look at the picture. I'm gonna put the picture up there for you. These scenes, often found in tombs, listen, and temples, illustrate cosmology, the way the world was created in the beginning, the Bereshit, the Genesis of the universe, and symbolizes the cycle of night and day, with Newt swallowing the sun each evening and giving birth to it each morning. Now, in cosmology, she swallowed the sun and she gives birth to it. It goes through a cycle, just like a regular woman goes through a cycle. And the sun, when it comes out in the morning, is being born again. Just like, listen, this is why Eve was called the mother of all, because they got it from Newt. All right, let's keep reading. This right here, this is off of Google.com. All right, it says, the role of Newt and Geb. Newt's body often depicted as covered in stars. She's above him. After they were separated, just like the rib was separated. Watch this. Covered in stars. Represented the vault of heaven, and Geb represented the fertile earth below. Geb is the male, represented the earth below, like Adam was created from the dust of the ground. I got to keep saying that. Listen, the daily cycle, the eternal separation. They were separated. Man and woman is not together anymore. They're separated. Because the rib in that story where she was separated in ancient Egypt, they was locked in perfect unification. And the Most High had to separate them. The daily cycle, this eternal separation, symbolized the daily cycle of day and night, Nut would swallow the sun at night and give birth, I just said it to y'all, birth to it again each morning, a process that was represented in art with Nut's body. Listen, how it is depicted in carvings. Listen, the location. These scenes, talking about these pictures you're looking at of Nut and Geb, these scenes are common on the inner lids of sarcophagi, wherever you go over there, and on the walls of tombs and temples. I told you that. Such as the tomb of Ramses and the temple of Hathor at Dendera. Listen, the composition. Nut is depicted as a human female, just like Eve was. Listen, figure with her body bent in an arch over the figure of a male god called Geb, which was Adam. And you saying, well, they saying this is a male god. Well, Adam was considered the son of God. That's in the Bible. I can show you that too. Listen, who is stretched out on the ground. Okay, and I'll show you pictures of that. Additional figures, the air god Shu is often shown standing between them. Shu represents God who separated them. She was often shown standing between them, holding Nut up with her arms raised to support her. Other deities and hieroglyphic inscriptions are frequently included to add more content. Now, you can find certain pictures that they drew where they will show four other beings or four symbols like the Ankhs. They'll show four Ankhs. And that represents the children that they had when they were separated. And in ancient Egypt, it was Osiris, Isis, Nephthys, and Set. Okay, four. Now, in the Bible, they only tell you about three children: Cain, Abel, and Set. Those are the only three children they tell you. Now, they have a book, couple books. See, this is why you have to study and read everything. And I tell people that because knowledge, listen, it's like in the 120s. Knowledge is the foundation of everything in existence. You need to get knowledge. Watch. When you go read the book, volumes of Adam and Eve, some people say that's pseudo. And I say, according to who? Still read it. Well, it tells you that when Cain and Abel was born, they was born in sets. It was a man and listen, Cain was born with a sister. Abel was born with a sister. 4 children. You go back to the ancient Egyptian story. Osiris and Isis was together. Nephthys and Set was together. See, they hid so much from us. So when you start to uncover this stuff will become mind-blowing to you if you haven't been prepared for it. See, the Creator prepared me for it because he had me study everything to get to this point. Listen, man, I'm just here to do his will. With that being said, this is worldhistory.org. This is worldhistory.org. It's a detailed book of the dead of Hinatawi, depicting the goddess Nut, arched over the god Geb. Geb is depicted with the head of a snake. Stop. Let me take you back to Genesis or Bereshit. In the beginning, in the garden with Adam and Eve, and they tell you about a snake. And I told you the snake represented your third eye, your pineal gland, that's connected to the crown, like all the pharaohs used to wear, but it ain't a literal crown, it's the crown of your head, and that's knowledge that should be obtained. So certain pictures of Geb, they'll show him laying on the ground with a snake head. This is where they took the story, man. All they did was change the template and hid the true meanings of these things. Listen to me, man. The full papyrus, listen, I'm gonna read it over. A detailed book, this off of worldhistory.org, a detail of the Book of the Dead of Hinatawi, depicting the goddess Nut arched over the god Geb. Geb is depicted with the head of a snake. And in the book of Genesis, they show you a snake running around. The full papyrus, this is a real papyrus, measures 74 centimeters by 23 centimeters, 29 inches by 29 inches, and 9 inches. In Egypt. Third intermediate period, 106 to 525 BCE, courtesy of the British Museum. So you can find that actual picture of Nut and Geb on a papyrus, right? It's in the British Museum, and he has a snake head. They took that and they put that in the Bible. You see why knowledge is powerful for you to learn? Now let's go to ancient Egypt online. Ancient Egypt online. Let's see what we can get out of there. There go more pictures. There it goes written in stone. You can find these in the museum. And here's Nut. Listen what it says about Nut. This is off ancient Egypt online, right? It says Nut was the personification of the sky and the heavens. She was the daughter of Shu and Tefnu and the granddaughter of the created god Atum or Ra or Re. Her husband brother was Geb. Listen, the earth god. God created Adam from the dust, and dust comes from the earth. They changed the template. That's all they did. They followed the template and they changed things. It was here. Her husband brother was Geb, the earth god. However, she could also be said to be the mother of God, the mother of all. This is why in the Bible, Eve was called the mother of all. And listen, it says the coffin text refers to Nut as she of the braided hair. You know these were black people. And that's the reason they changed the templates. And they followed the template and they changed certain things in the template because they didn't want you to know these were black people. These people were great. Before we got here, they ran the world for so long. Oh, man. The coffin text referred to Nut as she of the braided hair who bore the gods. This is why we know we are children of the Most High God. We are, have I not said ye are gods and all of ye are children of the Most High? We are gods. Our forefathers and our foreparents, they knew it. And it's sad that we don't know it now. Whew. Let's see what else I got up here. All right. More on Nut. This is ancient Egypt online. Nut was also thought to be the mother of children of 5 extra days of the Egyptian calendar known as the epigemenal days of the year. Apparently, Ra became annoyed because Geb and Nut were locked. They were locked in perfect unification, locked in a perpetual embrace. So he asked Shu to separate them. They was in love. Listen, and this is the cosmic how the world is being born. Look at this, man. Asked Shu to separate them, just like the rib. They changed it and said separate a rib from a man and make it. Come on, man. Listen to this. Shu to separate them. He also decreed that Nut should not bear children on any day in the calendar, but Thoth, 1 to 5 epigemenal days from the moon, and Nut had 5 children. Osiris, who was born on the first day, Horus, the elder, on the second, Set on the third, Isis on the fourth, Nephthys on the last, born on the 5th day. These days were a time of celebration all over Egypt. So they celebrated for every day. Listen, these are stories that they don't show us. These are stories we don't know about. Look at Geb and look at Nut. They were naked. That's your story in the Bible. Look at them. Look at them. That's the true Adam and Eve story. Look at them. So, man, hey, I didn't want to take up too much time. I just wanted to answer the brother. Hey, so I hope I answered you, man. Hey, keep the responses coming, man. I love to respond to you, whether I like what you're saying or not. It's okay. All praises to the Most High. Listen to all my subscribers. Hey, man, hit the website. Yeah, the link is in the description below. Go up there, man. Get you a shirt or something. Get a hat or something. Buy a mug or something. I don't know, man. Show some support. Show some support. Hit the Cash App. Donate, man. Show some love. Hey, because we here doing the will of the Most High. Hey, man, and with that being said, hey, I will catch you